Welcome to St Martin the Fields. Welcome to Great Sacred Music. A special welcome to those joining us online. Today we're reflecting from many perspectives on the sea. The sea is a place of adventure. The sea is a place of danger. And the sea is often thought of as a gulf between two pieces of land. Those are roughly the three kind of metaphorical fields involved in reflection on the sea. And of course it begins in Genesis. We have three notions of creation. There's the sea of chaos. The Spirit brooded over the deep, as in the first couple of verses of the first book of the Bible. There's the cosmic sea, referred to in Revelation. The famous hymn, you remember, Holy, 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 refers to the glassy sea. And then there's the earth. And the general sense of the sea at the beginning of Genesis is one of chaos. But you had this paradox in the ancient world that travel over land was full of hazards. It was very slow. You were prone to be in the mercy of robbers. Sea travel was much, much quicker. But there were problems with shipwrecks from time to time, which of course could be fatal. So you had to make your choices and take your chances. And if you like, the story of Jonah is the definitive story in the middle part of the Old Testament of the sea, where the sea is both a place of danger, but also of transformation and redemption. But the definitive story in the first part of the Bible about the sea is the crossing of the Red Sea, the transition from slavery to freedom, and God's mastery over chaos that Jesus echoes several times in the Gospels, particularly when he walks on water and calms the Sea of Galilee. Eventually, in the book of Revelation, there is no more sea and chaos is over. Sea Sunday was first celebrated in 1975. This year marked on the 14th of July, last Sunday, and we're marking it today for Great Sacred Music. And we're going to begin, as we always do, by singing a hymn together, which you can find on the inside of the sheets. It was written by the redoubtable Mrs. C.F. Alexander for St. Andrew's Day. One thing you may not know about Mrs. Cecil Frances Alexander is she was cut off by her family in Ulster in the 19th century. What was the terrible thing she did? She married a man 9 years her junior. What a terrible thing to do. When he finally became the Archbishop of Armagh, the family were reconciled and thought he'd probably do. This is her version of a hymn for St. Andrew's Day. And you may have heard of somebody called J.D. Vance, who had his own interpretation of Augustine's Hierarchy of Loves. Well, this hymn has its own counter-interpretation to J.D. Vance's interpretation of Augustine's Hierarchy of Loves. It's not bad to love pleasures, work and cares. The important thing is that you love Jesus more. We remain seated, the voices stand and lead us as we sing Jesus Calls Us, or the tumult. Catholic tradition, the idea of Mary as Star of the Sea has been prevalent for many centuries, and it's picked up by the late 19th century Norwegian composer Edvard Grieg, who you may associate with bringing Norwegian folk music to international consciousness, very much developing a national identity for Norway, much as Sibelius did in Finland and Smetana did in Bohemia. He had Scottish ancestry, and he lived proudly to see the independence of Norway from Sweden. The most important thing you need to know about Edvard Grieg is that he has a large crater on Mercury named after him, and there's not many of us here today who can say that. Even though he was himself a Unitarian, in the piece we're going to hear, he picks up this Catholic notion of Mary as Star of the Sea. And straight away afterwards, we're going to hear Imogen Holst's Hymn to Christ. John Donne, the great poet of passion, thinks of sea very much in the imagery of surges of desire and passion. Of course, the great struggle of John Donne's life was to turn his erotic passion and allow the Holy Spirit to make it passion for Christ. And this is very typical of his struggle. He wanted the true love of a woman, but now he doesn't want the loyalty of any woman, but loyalty in his love toward Christ. And in the beginning of A Hymn to Christ that we're about to hear, Donne compares the sea with the sacred blood which Christ shed for all humanity. Let's enjoy these two contrasting pieces now. Well, I said at the beginning that one of the meanings of sea that's often cited is the sea as a buffer between two other things. And we're going to hear that motif used in the next piece. Crossing the Bar is an 1889 poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The poem has a tone of finality. The narrator uses an extended metaphor to compare death with crossing the sandbar between the river of life with its outgoing flood and the ocean that lies beyond, representing death, the boundless deep to which we return. The pilot is a metaphor for God, whom the speaker hopes to meet face to face. Tennyson explained, "The pilot has been on board all the while, but in the dark I have not seen him. He is that divine and unseen who is always guiding us."
Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me.
Well, it's time for us all to sing again now. If you take your handouts and turn to the right-hand inside page. The Tractarian Frederick Faber wrote this hymn after becoming a Roman Catholic in 1846. His originally Calvinist theology, still discernible in the emphasis the hymn places on God's sovereignty, although now in a much more generous vein. When I was doing my final exams in theology in Edinburgh in 1991, obviously you did all your New Testament and you did your Old Testament and whatnot, but the big exam was the general paper at the end, where you were given just 10 questions, you had to answer one of them, and you had to spend the whole 3 hours writing the answer to that question. Those were the days of those kinds of exams. And I vividly remember that one of the questions, not the one I answered, was a quotation from this hymn. But we make his love too narrow by false limits of our own, and we magnify his strictness with a zeal he would not own. Discuss. I didn't answer that one. I answered one called orthodoxy and orthopraxis instead. I'm sure you would have made a similar choice. But that line, though we make his love too narrow with full strictness of our own, tells a whole story of how power has been used in the church over many centuries. We remain seated, the voices stand, and lead us as we sing, "There's a wideness in God's mercy like the wideness of the sea." Well, we're coming towards the end of Great Sacred Music for this week. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you have, there is a chance for you to part with all of your worldly wealth as you depart in order to finance the future of Great Sacred Music into eternity. I'm sure you'll be very helpful. Now, next week, note that we're looking at the moon, so you'll need to get your necks in shape to look upwards next Thursday. You wouldn't have thought there was that much music about the moon. You were wrong. And come next week and enjoy all of it. Now, we're going to finish with a medley of spirituals, which clusters together pretty much all the imagery in the spirituals about the sea and about water. And as ever with the spirituals, the central metaphor is about the Exodus, the crossing of the Red Sea, the moving from slavery to freedom, the great hope of the slaves in the United States for several centuries, and the way that that becomes a metaphor for the journey from sin to forgiveness in baptism. And this medley brings together all of those motifs into one joyous whole. Thanks for joining us.